this whole crypto market is potentially about to see a massive breakout where we could be looking at Bitcoin shooting up by like $10,000. And I'm not even pulling these numbers out of my ass. Bear with me because I'm going to show you exactly how I came to this. It's actually to do with the ascending triangle pattern that I've been talking to you guys about for a long time now. This is one of the very common patterns like Bitcoin likes to use, and it gives us some really very exciting targets for where we could be going. And I want to break this down for you in even more detail today because it looks like Bitcoin's right on the edge of it. Now, before I go into this, the first thing I have to say is that even though I'm super bullish and I'm in a huge profit on Ethereum right now, it's like a 90% gain, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous, I'm still having to ground myself and bring myself right back down to reality, all right? Because this market has now been trending up continuously for quite a few days. On Bitcoin, we've only seen kind of one pullback right here since the 14th of March, which means that broadly speaking, for these last 13 days, we've nearly pretty much been trending higher on the daily time frame, and that's quite a lot of aggressive movement, right? I mean, that's not generally sustainable. And so to see that we're at resistance now, look, I just don't want you to get your hopes up right here. This is exactly where resistance is supposed to come in. I don't want it to come in because I'm in a long position, but that ain't going to change the reality. So if we do end up getting a bit of a pullback or whatever the case may be, this analysis is not invalidated. But, you know, one of the crazy things that can happen at times like this, and I'm going to show you exactly what's happened before, where Bitcoin has done pretty much the same damn thing and blew up. It actually like nearly doubled very quickly. I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but we have the same setup. You know, it actually didn't matter that we were trending higher. And so what I want to draw your attention over to is actually what was happening within this very same chart, but years back. So take a look at this right here. If I show you what was happening with Bitcoin way back on the daily time frame in late 2018, early 2019, Bitcoin ended up forming a somewhat similar ascending triangle pattern within its chart, right? Take a look at this right here. We're looking at somewhat similar charts right now where we have a big drop down. We enter a bit of an ascending triangle formation, and then we blow up higher. And it's this specific rally here, which is what's quite mind-blowing. And I just want to draw out some of the similarities here just before we all start getting really excited, so we can you know, have a good grasp of what's actually going on with this chart. Now, it's not a perfect ascending triangle, right? I mean, it's not easy to draw the support line here, but the bottom line is you're getting the same kind of idea here, which is that, you know, our lows are getting higher gradually while we're keeping the same ceiling. So very much the same thing here. Our lows are gradually getting higher while we're keeping the same ceiling. But it's not even that, it's just the amount of individual things we've had on this chart which are similar. I wanted to pull up this chart from Crypto Rover. He is another YouTuber he's actually a really good analyst. Check out his handle here. If you like my stuff, you'll like his stuff as well. I've met him out in Dubai a couple times. Really nice guy, also quite young. And you know, he's just painted this chart, which is basically the same thing I've been talking about, but actually put numbers on it, showing us you know, different kind of phases of what's been happening within our current market on the left and what happened back in January 2019 or December 2018, where you can see the same kind of, I mean, if you just trace this down with 1 moving us down to number 2 right here, up to 3, down to 4, and then back up to 5. Look at this. It's all the same kind of patterns right here. From 5, we go right down to 6, which is a major low. Bam, right there, print a major low. Then we set the same high again with number 7. Then we're back down to our lows on 8. And then number 9, we're slowly, look, this is the thing that's pretty crazy, is we're kind of slowly rallying higher, right? There isn't really a massive pullback on this move up. And then we just kind of float around at the ceiling for a little bit, and then bam, it blows up. This is actually one of the best trades I ever executed in my life, because the day before I had figured out exactly what was going on and managed to enter a long position on Bitcoin. And that position ran up to ridiculous numbers of profit. I mean, it was like 300-400% profit on the part of my position that was still running by that point, which was absolutely insane. And if we take a look at how this played out within history, I mean, this was an instant, I mean, within 1 day, ladies and gents, I can't even make this shit up. This was an instant 20%, 23% move to the upside. Take a look at this. If we measure when this candle opened to where it traded up to with its body and where it traded up to with its wick, that's a 22% move in 1 day, right? Absolutely insane, completely unheard of. But you know, it ended up happening right here, and then just kind of within the following month after that, we saw, I mean, really quite, I don't know where I got double from. It didn't double, my bad, but kind of 36 days later, we're up by about 44%. So huge increase in price right there. I mean, from our current point, if we manage to print a 23% candle to the upside right now, that would put us smack bang in the middle of the $50,000 range right there. But if we saw something even bigger, like 44% within the next couple of weeks or so, I mean, that's again putting us right back at all-time highs around $65,000, which I certainly think is very exciting. And it's just the similarities here. I mean, this is why I wanted to show you guys Rover's chart, because the similarities are pretty mind-blowing. I mean, at first it doesn't actually look very similar, but if you've been watching this channel regularly and you've been subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're going to know that I've been talking about this ascending triangle for a while, where it doesn't actually need to necessarily look the same visually, as long as the same kind of moves are there, right? And that's why these labels of 1 through to 9 are actually very useful, because you can see that we're broadly speaking doing the same things here, because all ascending triangles are quite similar, right? All you're doing with an ascending triangle is you're pushing the lows even higher, but the ceiling stays the same, which indicates that we've got a little bit of baseline pressure here, but the pressure for the upside keeps on inching us higher and higher, indicating that this thing's going to kind of explode, and it's facing upwards when it's ready to explode. And that is, of course, what makes these things very exciting. And like I said, we're just on the brink of that right now. I mean, last time the fact that there wasn't any real correction didn't actually matter, and the price was able to continue to shoot up. Are we going to be looking at something like that right now? Possibly. I certainly don't think that it's likely. I think that a pullback should come in. However, our fear and greed index, I mean, it's not in bullish territory yet. We're just neutral, right? This is gonna update within 4.5 hours, and I'm sure we're gonna see something a little bit more bullish, but it's not actually moving up very quickly right now, which to me does potentially indicate that we could be looking at some sort of face melting rally, where this thing just shoots up. And the thing that, again, I just want to stress with you guys quite a bit right now is, and I don't think people are aware of this really, is that pretty much since the 12th of January until today, which is, I mean, 2 months more than that, 74 days, 2.5 months, Bitcoin has been suppressed below this $45,000 level now for quite some time, right? And when you see this kind of price suppression for a while, I mean, this is like, I shouldn't say it, man. Being mature is difficult, but when you've got that kind of pent-up frustration, you've been held down for a long time, and then suddenly you're let loose. You know what I mean? Like this can go pretty crazy. And that is definitely something that we've seen happening before, where, I mean, this is a prime example of that, where we paid, for our euphoria with a lot of blood, a lot of sweat and tears, and then we had to wait a long time. But then, I mean, because there was so much pent-up frustration in the market, as soon as this thing was let out, it was running like a dog, like a police dog attacking a drug dealer or something. I mean, it was extremely aggressive. And again, I think that we have a similar setup for something like that right now. The thing I just want to stress right now is that we are still in this resistance zone, and I know that people are forgetting about that. Look, I would love to forget about it too. Like I said, I'm in a beautiful position on Ethereum right now. All VIP members, file's not coming up here, but all VIP members have seen exactly how I've been trading these markets in real time right now to be able to pull such a beautiful profit. Let me actually bring up the steps to join on screen right here. It's been very successful, very cool indeed. Take a look at this right here. These are the steps to jump inside of 𝗓𝗡ly's VIP. If you do want to jump inside, by clicking on the first link in the description down below, then on the @𝗓𝗡ly's button at the bottom of any post inside of 𝗓𝗡ly's Gold, and then send message to ask me how to join VIP. Each of these red boxes will lead you to the next one. There's only 3 clicks, and then you'll be in a direct chat with me where you can ask me for all the details about VIP, and we'll send it all over straight away. If you do want to jump inside, then yeah, you can kind of watch how I'm trading this. And like I said, I mean, look, I don't want this thing to drop, but the fact is, yeah, there is resistance. It's been a nearly non-stop rally. This is just not sustainable. Does it need to be sustainable? No. But generally I would imagine that the probabilities of a pullback will increase as we approach resistance areas, and we are at a resistance area right now. So again, despite how bullish these things sound, I don't want to be getting overexcited. I want to keep my head stable and grounded, so that while I am in this trade, I can continue to navigate it and extract as much profit from it as I possibly can. This is one of the key things that you get to see inside of VIP is, okay, you make a good trade, now what? You know, like if you're in a 20% profit, can you turn it into a 50% profit? I was able to do that fairly well, but can you turn that 50% into a 100% profit? That's what I'm looking at right now, sitting at about 90%. It actually might be a little bit higher than that right now. And so, you know, these are the kind of things that I have to think about as a trader is, you know, okay, profit is nice, but I want to compound this. You know, this is the goal of any trader in these markets. And if you want to be able to watch how I'm trying to achieve this in this market, just alongside you, within the very same market, I don't have any unfair advantages. I got all the same data as you. See how I'm navigating it all in real time for my next trades and this one. It's a beautiful learning experience. I mean, we have transformed so many traders just with this. Then you can, again, join in by following these steps on screen. If you like free money, Bybit is the place to be. You already know the deal with Bybit. It's my favorite and only exchange I've been using for a very, very long time. And if you want to check them out, you can do so with a link in the description down below and get some extra free cash deposited into your account as a thank you for using my link in the description as well below that like button. Just want to wrap this up again and take another look at these markets though, just to talk about what could be happening. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this looks fairly clear to me that we could be looking at a quick blast off. There is still quite a bit of resistance in this range, but I don't actually anticipate that this resistance is going to be a problem for Bitcoin because we've been held down for a long time, right? And so to just get a breakout in the first place would be such a big deal that I honestly, I mean, at that point, I don't think that the resistance can hold Bitcoin back very much at all. Certainly a lot of people getting excited though. I mean, I'm getting all the text messages about it. I'm sure a lot of you guys are starting to get your friends reaching out to you, maybe just a little bit, maybe not too much right now. You know, some people reaching out to you talking about how the markets are looking healthier, but of course, you know, that is how they look at market tops, and that's why I must keep reminding you guys of the resistance and be the boring guy there. But of course, just you know, staying cautiously optimistic because we are actually in a very, very good setup for a nice rise. If we do manage to get a breakout, do I think that breakout will stick or will we drop back down? I don't know. I don't like those questions because you have to first predict that the move is going to actually happen. You know, when that move happens, it can happen in so many different ways. I mean, if it moves up with a lot of strength, then I will expect that we keep moving higher. But if it moves up and it's clearly not got a lot of juice, it doesn't have a lot of energy, well, then I would expect that we might drop back down. But I can't make those conclusions until I see those moves, and that's why I don't like to talk about, well, maybe this is a big bull trap and then the price drops back down to like 20K. It can happen, but I mean, it's so hard to say, and I honestly think, I mean, you know, I can't even trade something like that. You know, I mean, I'm in a trade right now. This thing pops a little bit higher. I'm swimming in cash, which is going to be absolutely beautiful. But if it ends up dropping down afterwards, there's nothing I can do about that, right? Like, I only want to focus on what I can do right now as a trader because, yeah, I mean, that's what I am. And if I were just an analyst, then absolutely, yes, I would be pondering these questions all day long. But I'm not here to just analyze. I'm here to primarily make money in these markets. And of course, the way you do that is by positioning your cash in whichever direction you think we're headed in. And I still do believe that that direction overall is to the upside. If it doesn't end up working out, my stop loss is well into profits. If this price does drop back down for Ethereum, again, the reason I'm trading Ethereum, classic sign right here. Bitcoin up by 0.8%, Ethereum up by 1.1%. That says everything. I know that sounds like a small thing, but you know, each of these small, you know, 0.1% gains that Ethereum has on top of Bitcoin translate into huge profits, right? You know, one thing I want to make you guys aware of is I'm trading this on 8 times leverage, and with 8 times leverage, a 0.1% move is worth 0.8%, or you know, that's another way of saying like a roughly 0.15% move is worth 1% profit. Like it scales up really aggressively is the point. You know, I mean, this is worth a lot, and that's on top of what Bitcoin has already generated, right? And that's why I like to trade these altcoins as well. Again, just looking for, you know, where can I make it easiest for me to position my cash and make money? A lot of people in these trading markets, they don't look for how to make it easy. They want it to be difficult because they struggle as traders themselves, right? And you believe that if you struggle, if you can't analyze very well, then surely it must be incredibly difficult and complex. But the reality is, it isn't. It's actually quite a brutal reality because it makes you feel quite stupid. But trust me on this, ladies and gents, the sooner you see that and the sooner you learn from it, the better off you're going to be. So there you go. That's my analysis for this market today. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, you know exactly what to do. Hit up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. If you want to jump inside of VIP by following these 3 very quick steps, there's no signups, no downloads required, and so on. you can do so by following these steps on screen. Or if you don't even want to join VIP, but you just want more free content from myself and my team, where I'm giving you more analysis around the clock, guys, you got to bear in mind, these videos at most are once per day, generally. Lately I've been a lot more relaxed with my video scheduling because I've been focusing more on the trading, of course. But VIP and Gold, we have continuously been putting updates in those two channels over this time. So if you like this content, but I'm not posting YouTube videos as often as I used to, for example, you can get more of my free content just by following that first link in the description. I'm certainly going to keep it more active now. I just wanted a bit of a break, to be honest. I hadn't taken a break in a really long time. Super happy to be back, but those are important notes to mention. All right, hope you have enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.